I want to make it so you can afford groceries and houses.
Mrs. Griffin, what do you plan to do about crime in our city?
A lot. Because that's what Jesus wants. 9/11 was bad.
Shit like that. And never talked about how they were actually going to do those things. And they didn't provide those things because they stopped being accountable to the people who voted them into office and instead supported the will of the people who could buy them, because we glorify money and profit over all else, and we allow big money to buy our politicians and change their interests to not represent the people, but represent the people who can buy them. I was also raised in a household that said that money was the root of all evil, and I still believe that. People are going to do objectively bad shit for profit, for money. That's not because people are naturally greedy. It's because we set our necessities behind the barrier of money. And so if you're at a certain level of wealth or lower, if you're not greedy, that's your survival. So the real problem with American greed has come about because we have to be greedy in order to be able to get our necessities met at some basic level. From what I saw as a kid when I called myself not political, every 4 years, everyone would get all worked up about whether the blue guy or the red guy was the one we want to pick. And then after the election, someone would get picked, and my single mother would still struggle to keep a roof over our heads in a townhouse, and her full-time accounting job would not be able to keep our basic necessities met. And she had to take on side jobs to be able to do that. And she had to take money out of our college funds to be able to provide my sister and I with a life that was about the same as what other kids our age were getting, because she prioritized our happiness first. Now, I'm lucky enough to have a college fund, right? So that's not even as bad as some people. And it was when I realized that you could have political beliefs that emphasize providing everyone with their basic necessities without forcing them into committing all of the energy they have into working a job where more money than you're making is getting sent to the people above you. And there are political beliefs that emphasize giving those things to people without putting them behind the barrier of money. Then I realized I was political all along. But as I stated in another video, America's done a really good job at convincing us that Democrat and Republican are the two options. And if you're outside of that, well, you're an extremist radicalist. And if you go farther to the right of that, which is pretty hard to do at this point, that's just as bad as if you go farther to the left of that. Whereas far right is literally fascism and Nazis, and far left is economic systems that emphasize making sure everyone has shelter and food and healthcare. Those don't sound as bad as each other to me. And it's when you unlearn all the propaganda that has been instilled into our minds about capitalism and about politics, that's when I started to realize that everything I believed is political.